So let's kick this off. The hot topic right now, the viral video that has come out is Andy Frisella. He is part of First Form. He is part of Supplement Superstores. He's been a pretty big name in St. Louis for quite a while. And he is under fire right now because he made some not so nice comments about police officers in St. Louis here recently on his podcast.
Female police
I know you
officers.
don't know, so you don't know much about him. I literally, before we started, I asked you how much you knew about the guy. You said you read his bio 30 minutes before the show. I've been following him for quite a few years now, mainly because of supplement industry. And, I've been big in the gym for a long time, that kind of thing. He does have I don't know exactly what his ties are to First Form anymore. I know I've seen you drink their energy drinks here and there. So that's probably about as much as you've given to that company. I don't know if you can buy those anymore though, can you? Is that
Probably not
do you have
allowed in
to?
my house. Nope. They're not that good anyway.
I believe his brother Sal Frisella is like the CEO of First Form. So I think he really handles First Form, but he's also Andy is also the co-founder of Supplement Superstores, which again is a pretty big name around the St. Louis area. So yeah, he's taking a lot of heat right now. So just based off of this video, and we'll play it here in just a minute. Do you want to give any of your opinions first, or do you want to play the video first?
Well, I'm definitely not going to give my opinions until we watch the video. I guess the question I have is this: where are they from?
They're from St. Louis.
That's not what I read. I read rural Missouri.
Okay.
So he claims to have grown up on a dirt road.
Okay.
So this is kind of the problem I have, St. Louis in general, but especially when news comes out and it gets tied to St. Louis proper. A lot of times it's people that don't fucking live in the city. Now I understand he
I'm pretty
started a
sure.
business that's big in the city. Fine. But
Yeah,
there's a
pretty
reason
sure
I'm asking this.
they're from St. Louis. Okay. Go. What's the reason? Good.
Well, I want to watch the video first.
Oh, okay.
But to give you that reason.
He has a very hard ass way about him.
No shit.
I don't know the guy. I don't know the guy personally, so I can't give any, personal opinions on him besides what the comments that we've seen. But
Okay.
he does have a very hard ass way about him. He has
What does that mean?
like if you listen to the podcast, it's almost like he's not yelling at you, but he's being very stern at you as like, you got to do it this way. You got to be a man. You got to buck up. You got to, you know what I'm saying? Like
What does
it's
that mean, be a
all
man?
whatever. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what
you
it
know the
means.
guy better than I do. So what does that mean? If he said that to you, how would you perceive that? What would you think he means by that? Be a man.
Don't take no shit. I guess don't take no shit.
From who? The man?
You're not digging me into this hole. I know what you're doing.
Don't take shit from who? Anybody?
Anybody. Let's
Well,
say that.
you say he has a very stern way about him. So but why? What about? Just about being a man or about raising your family, being a good
Everything.
partner to your
Everything.
Okay.
Everything.
So again, I beg the question, what does that mean? Because I feel like that means a lot of different things to not only men, but their significant others, their kids, their family, their friends. So what the reason I'm asking this is clearly he has an agenda, or dare I say he's spewing propaganda, if you will, a very stereotypical propaganda that's popular on the internet these days.
I guess.
You don't know. Okay. We'll watch the
Do
video.
you want to,
Maybe.
oh yeah, okay. You're probably going to be able to tell by, well, you've seen this clip we're getting ready to play. That is what this podcast is, and that is what he is. From what I can tell in the supplement industry, that is what he is.
Okay. So he's force feeding us supplements so we can be men?
Okay.
It's an honest question.
I don't think that sentence made any sense.
Yeah. He's being aggressive with supplements, and his supplements specifically, telling us that if we take his supplements, we will be men.
But I don't know, because the supplements are a totally different thing from his podcast.
His opinion.
Like yes, his opinions in his podcast are a separate thing from First Form and from Supplement Superstores and all that. Or so they say. However, it was not a smart decision on his part to make the comments that he did.
Well, don't go there yet. Let's watch the video. Let's watch the video.
About women and law enforcement.
In my opinion, women shouldn't be in field and police officers. I just don't think they should be. Every woman cop I've ever dealt with, every single one that I've ever been pulled over by, tried to make me feel like and if that person didn't have a badge or a gun, you could punch a hole through their face and end their life. And they're talking to you like you're a piece.
Frisella has since tried to walk back those comments.
I said some things.
I don't care about his apology. So, okay. So is that how he always is?
Yes, that's his demeanor for sure
Okay.
about everything.
Here's the first question I have. Slow the fuck down if you're getting pulled over that much, dickhead.
I did see that comment earlier too. Is like
I
all
never
the
saw the
all
comments.
the ones you've dealt with. Why are you dealing with them all the time?
Well, why are you getting pulled over so much? What are you doing? What are you
Right.
doing that you're getting pulled over so much? Obey the fucking traffic laws, asswipe, and you won't get pulled over. And they just so happen to all be female? What? Obviously, it's exaggerated to make his point, but at the same time, it's like, okay. The other problem I have with it is a lot of times these people get in trouble for things they say, but let me say this. I do not agree with what he said, but I understand what he's saying. But it's such a tired comment to make anyway. Men are tougher than women and we can kick their ass and blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, bro. You got biceps. We get it. Cool.
Let me ask you this question: do you feel that he should have the right to say what he said?
I mean, we've been down this road before. Yeah, he can say whatever he wants.
But
if
you also have to
choose
know there's going to be repercussions for what you say. No matter you are choosing on a major platform to say what you want, and that's great. You say however you feel, and you say whatever you want. But you have to know that everything that your name is attached to is your brand, and your brand is attached to a lot of other companies and things like that. And you're going to have some downfall and some fallout from all that.
correct. Yeah, but is it a major platform?
I think,
It's
I would say so. I mean, he has a lot of followers on that podcast. Whether that's changed now or not, I don't know. I would venture to say that he said a lot of things like maybe not like this certain thing before, but I mean, he does not hold back his feelings on anything on that show, from what I can tell. So,
well, but that's my point. Isn't it safe to say that those comments are meant for his audience?
well, yeah, I would think so, or he wouldn't have a podcast in general.
No, but what I mean is this: when he makes comments like that, his audience doesn't get upset. So
I
why
don't know.
now? So
I
why
guess we would
now?
have to look. We'd have to see what the viewership, if it's changed.
Dude, it's safe
Based
to
off of
say
that.
that if he's built up an audience and you say that this is the type of guy he is, his audience is him. The
I mean, maybe
demographic that podcast
possibly.
serves thinks the way that he does, more so than not.
I see what
That's
you're
my
saying.
point.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
So it begs the question, why now is he getting in trouble? Who saw it? Who shared it? Who got offended?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I understand what you're saying. I don't know. I mean, we are in that culture, and maybe he just finally said that the one thing that
I'm listening.
set people off. You know what I mean? But let me ask you this: what have you seen? What were the ties that he had to the police? Because I seen multiple articles that say that these certain police departments have severed ties with Andy Frisella due to his comments that he made. Like, I don't know what does that mean? What kind of
Well, it has
ties
to
did he?
be products, right? I mean, what other ties? I know he was donating some sort of money. That's the other thing that I read. He was donating some sort of money to somewhere and they didn't accept his donation. Let me
Oh,
see if I can
really?
find that. Yeah, it was like 100 grand.
Damn.
According to the 2020 New York Times story about his $100,000 donation to Blues game night workers during the pandemic. He created the popular 75 Hard Fitness Challenge and has founded 6 businesses that generated over 200 million in Jesus Christ in annual revenue, according to his website.
So I think this guy is bigger than you think he is, just because he hasn't been in your orbit.
Definitely not in my orbit. And I'll tell you why. So Frizella's fitness company First Form provided 4 free classes to county police staff members in 2023 and 2024. The department confirmed they have no ongoing contracts with his companies. I guess those are the ties they've cut. So,
And again, I know his brother Sal. He is like CEO, I believe, of First Form, and he basically said that the normal thing that you would think they would say is that, um, the views and opinions of Andy do not reflect the views and opinions of First Form.
right.
But again, you're tied to these brands. You should know when you say it, and I don't know how they do their podcast. I don't know if if it's all live. I don't know if he has the option of editing stuff before it gets posted, but I think they did pull the episode down shortly after it went crazy viral.
Which is a bitch move, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But
again,
whatever.
but again, my thought goes to, so this whole thing started with the Tyreek Hill situation, and I'm sure you heard about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If that was just like if the whole situation played out the exact same way, but was with male police officers, would there be a story? Would he
No.
even have said anything that he said?
Wait, what do you mean?
I don't understand the
If he
question.
said what he said, but it was about male police officers?
No, what I'm saying is, would he have even said anything? Would he have even talked about this story if it was male police officers instead of female?
Male police officers did pull over Tyreek Hill
I thought it was females involved. So how did he get to female?
because he's an asshole.
I'm confused.
I think he made that leap on his own.
Oh, okay. I thought there were female. I thought it was
No.
female police officers that were involved in the Tyreek Hill situation.
I mean, there might have been some that showed up, but the dude that pulled him out
okay.
of the car was definitely a male, and the other one that was there, that was fucking with the other dude in the car was a male. So
Okay,
I
my
think,
bad then.
dude.
I miss. Okay.
So here's what I'm saying to something you said. Here's why I hate my video. So if we do put out a video of this episode, I apologize now to everyone that's watching. I have a 1-year-old sleeping behind me and I can't have any lights on, which fucks with Zoom video. Fuck me, I'm pissed. So here's why he's not in my orbit. Because I don't subscribe to that stereotypical pseudo-masculine thing that he is in the little bit that I know about him. I just don't. Like, okay. He also, look, I'll say this. I take supplements. I work out. I go to the gym every day. I lift, right? I like cars. I like guns, but I don't talk about it because it doesn't make me masculine. And I don't want anyone to think that I think it makes me masculine. I also don't share my opinions on who I'm stronger than or who I can beat the fuck out of, or like, it's just so cringe, and it's so, A, it makes you sound unintelligent, like a fucking airhead. And B, it's not something you say out loud on his so-called giant platform. So the reason that he's not in my orbit is just because all the stereotypes that he's essentially feeding into in just that little clip we saw, I can't stand. I can't stand. And in some sort of small way, I am parts of those stereotypes. I'm a tattooed guy who likes to work out, who does take supplements, who does care about these things, but it doesn't define me, and it certainly doesn't define me as being a man. Those are things that I do for myself to make myself feel better or to serve some sort of purpose internally, you know, to make me feel better, whether it's insecurities or whether it's just plain, I need them, you know? So that's my biggest problem with it. It's like when these guys, and he's not the only one that's done this. There's another guy that was popular on YouTube for about the past year or so, and he's caught a bunch of backlash because people finally realized he's a grifter. But he was spewing this same old masculine to be a man bullshit, and it's just like the reason that he got sort of where the backlash came from. He was at some forum where there was a bunch of people on stage, and he was talking to a guy that was like a scientist or something, or I don't remember what the guy was, but he kept like, all he could do was talk about, well, this guy's not masculine because he has a belly. And look at the way he's dressed. And I bet he doesn't drive fancy cars. And I bet this and that. And it's like, okay. So he drives a Prius. He's less of a man than you because of that. He's got a belly. Guess what? So do most men in the world over the age of 30. Like
Yeah.
So I have a problem with guys that sort of punch the ticket on those stereotypes. It just annoys me because I know there is a part of me that is those things, but again, they don't define me. And they're not certainly anything that I talk about to people. I don't talk about working out to people ever. I go 5 days a week. Sometimes
again,
6.
he's got that niche audience, and that's what those people, which probably a lot of them are like in the bodybuilding realm, entrepreneur realm, those kinds of
Ooh,
things.
let's
And
stop there. The entrepreneur realm. Can I tell you who the biggest bunch of cringe fucktards are on the universe? The pseudo entrepreneurs. Man, go ahead. Sorry. I bet you this guy has regular DMs with Gary V.
hey, don't throw my man Gary Vee under the bus, bro.
I
Come on.
will. I will. All day.
But no, I'm just saying I'm sure he has that niche audience, and that's what those people are like. That's what they want. They want somebody in their ear telling them, this is how you build a business. This is what you do. You got to be a hard ass man. You got to do this. You got to do that. Like it, to a lot of people, that fires them up and that gives them motivation. And I get it to some degree, but me and you are, I don't think that's what we need for motivation.
Look, I'm not ignorant. I'm not playing dumb. When someone says you need to be a hard ass man, I understand the intent. Okay. I come from a generation of men that raised their sons
Exactly.
to
I get
be
it.
men.
I get it.
Fall down, get up, don't cry about it. Right?
Right. Yep.
I understand. However, why are we still saying that now? Is the biggest question I have. There's a better way to say it. A, to intelligently get your point across, to motivate people and move people. And B, especially if you're an entrepreneur who has tons at stake, okay, tons of businesses at stake, revenue, employees, people that are depending on you. I don't know that they're going to look up to a guy whose main point is what did you say? Be a real ass man or whatever you said?
I think I said hard ass man, but that's
Be a
my
hard ass
word.
man. I don't know that that's what your employees need from you. I think they need a
Yeah.
better leader. And maybe he doesn't care. You following me at all? Am I making any sense?
No, I get it. But my brain just went to, because I started thinking about like Supplement Superstore that they're like, aren't they big into like military and stuff like that too? Like, I wonder how females in police work translate to females in the military and stuff like that in his mind.
He didn't make that connection.
I know he didn't, but I'm
He just
wondering in
he
his
vomited
mind,
words. That's what he did. Here's the beauty of this though. Okay. You asked the question, isn't he allowed to say what he wants? Yeah. That's the beauty of what you and I are doing right now.
Right.
Like you said, there are consequences now. People do get offended. But the beauty of being able to say that is understanding when to say it or how to say it. And I'm not even going to say when not to say it. I'm just going to say when. And if you choose the when, figure out how to do it. That's going to translate to a massive audience, not just your own.
My question is, he's not a dumb guy, okay? I mean,
Okay.
you don't
Well,
get to the status that he has made it to without being a dumb guy.
okay.
And
Well,
okay, but here's my thing. The reason why I say that. Why put that out? You know what that is going to do. This isn't just going to be your audience that is going to hear this. And to say something like that, knowing what the ties you have to the St. Louis community, to police officers, to gyms all over, to these two pretty major brands that you have, why put that out? You know what it's going to do. Like, he's not, I don't understand.
maybe he's a waterhead
It,
and he's not as smart as you think he is.
dude, I'm telling you, he's not a dumb guy. That's what has me baffled the most is it doesn't make sense. I understand like he probably goes hard on all these different subjects all the time.
Yeah.
But something like this, why put that out? Why even this is a small conversation that you had on this show. Why not edit that out and not have to worry about something like this?
Well, you can't edit out things that you think people are going to be offended by. You say them, you put it out, and like
But
you said,
that's a pretty major statement.
well, I don't think it is. I think it makes him look unintelligent. I don't think he has any power in the realm of influencing people to go punch female police officers. I don't think it's powerful. I just think it's idiotic.
I don't know, man.
You think he has enough influence with those words that his listeners are going to go, you know what, the next time
not-
I'm pulled over by a female
No,
police officer because I was a dickhead and was going 75 and a 50, I'm going to punch her in the face?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he has influence that people are going to go and fight police officers because he said so. I'm just saying that he had to know that that was a major statement that he was making. Like,
That's
but
where I disagree. I don't think he did.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Take everything that he said out of the equation, except for just the line where he said that females should not be police officers. Just that line itself, that's a major statement for him to say with everything that he's attached to in St. Louis.
I don't agree with that, but also I don't think it's that controversial for someone to say that. Where I draw the line, it's like, well, if they didn't have a gun, I'm a tough guy and I'll kill you. That's where I draw the line. It's like, okay, now you don't have a malleable point. You're just saying things to say them. If you're going to say females
Well,
shouldn't be police officers, back it up with some real sort of fact or opinion. Not you can kill them all because you're this big, strong, tough guy. It's
yeah,
a
and
fucking
I also
stupid
don't
meathead
like
compliment.
I also don't like that he thinks that cussing every other word in a sentence makes your statement mean anything more than it does.
Yeah, well,
That drives me nuts.
I'm kind
Like,
of guilty of that too, though, so I can't really comment
so,
on
okay,
that.
but here's
But
the
I
thing.
like cussing though. Here's
But-
the,
but-
I
but here's
don't
the
think it
thing.
makes me sound any more anything. I just like it.
Well, okay,
It's fun.
So what's funny about this is I thought about this before we got on the show, because when I started watching the clip and I was thinking about how he was talking, and it's not just him, and it's anybody who, like, I don't know. It doesn't, you don't sound, you sound dumb to me if you have to say the F word every other word in a sentence. And me and you've had conversations on here and we both done it every once in a while, just like, but what I'm saying is, like, in a sentence, like he's saying, like, it's F this piece of shit, like, like with a very
He sounds dumb.
aggressive demeanor over the top
Yeah.
of it. I don't know. I don't like it. It doesn't sound like, it's not articulate. It's just, it's dumb. I don't get it.
No, I'm guilty of it too, but I don't have ill intent when I just like doing it. It's just fun. But also, I was watching smut films at 6, so I can't help it.
The F word and like are like the two things. See, I just said it too, because I do it sometimes too. But
We
like
both
the
say
F
it a
word
lot. Trust me. I edit.
Yeah, I know
we
do.
edit. We
Trust
edit
me,
the show.
I know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's a fail safe, man.
Yeah, it's just it's a word gets thrown in there. It almost gives you like just another second of a thought for your brain.
It gives you
to
time.
keep your sentence going.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck's a good one for that. Fucking. Oh man. Fucking will buy you some time. I am the king of fucking, and you can clip that.
That's the title of this podcast.
You know what's crazy is I have taken 2 high-level public speaking classes in college. And the one thing they tell you is when you're speaking to people and you're giving a speech or you're speaking to a group of people, you never say like. And it all goes out the window when you and I start talking. But also, we're not preparing things. We're just, we're talking.
Yeah.
But I do, like, when I,
It sucks, dude. It sucks.
it's when I listen back, I'm like, why did I say like there? I know what I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I know, like, I know what I wanted to say. And I remember when the episode was occurring, I had a thought, but I still did it anyway. So yeah, with him, dude, I think he's a lughead. I don't think he thought it through. I just think he said something and that's that. So
What I was saying earlier is I used to follow him a lot more. I used to
like what, on social
follow
media?
his brains a lot. Yeah, but like, I mean, I wasn't like a diehard, into the podcast or anything like that. I've never really listened to the podcast, but I'm talking maybe like 10 years ago, if not more. We used to go, like, every year we used to go up to the Arnold Classic in Ohio and stuff. Like, I was very big into supplement industry and stuff like that.
What is that?
The Arnold Classic is basically a huge convention for the supplement industry.
You're saying Arnold?
Yes, Arnold
As in Schwarzenegger?
Yes.
How did we become friends? I'm doing like a replay in my head. And I'm like,
It was by
Okay.
chance, dude, for sure.
okay. I'm just kidding.
So
I
anyways,
appreciate you.
So my point was going to be, long story short, is that First Form, when it was first created, the first few years, and they still may do it now, I don't know, I don't follow them anymore, mainly because of this one scenario. They used to do, it wasn't an ambassador program, but it was some kind of program where thousands and thousands of people would submit themselves and post all over social media and everything for First Form and hashtag this and hashtag that and everything, because I think it was like athlete of the, or to be like an athlete for First Form or something along those lines, and there, or a trainer or something, and there was like a $25,000 prize for it and everything. And I followed this contest, and I didn't enter or anything, but I followed it. And in the end, this one year, and it really pissed me off was they gave it to a guy who was really good friends with them. Like I was friends with this guy on social media also, so I knew it and I knew that he was part of it. But then at the end of this whole thing, thousands of people all over the U.S. are putting in their name in the hat for this thing, and they end up giving it to a guy that lives in St. Louis and is good friends with them. And I'm like, you just did that for promotion for your own company. And I get it. It's a smart business move. I understand what you did, but it's shitty. Very shitty
It's
to, you know what I mean? So
it's an
literally,
unethical business move.
yeah, I stopped following the company and him in general. And this was before 75 Hard, which again, I still don't really know what, I know what the idea behind it was, but I don't know. I don't know if it was a book that he put out. I don't know if this was just a social media challenge that gained steam or what. I don't know. But
He's a grifter, man. He's a con man. It's very common. Brendan Schaub just did it. Your buddy.
oh, really? What happened?
You didn't hear about this?
I haven't followed Schaub in a while. This
He
podcast made me
restored.
stop following him.
Good. I'm glad I turned you. He restored a truck and was giving it away, and you could essentially pay $5 to enter to win a truck, or you could buy merch and get more entries for the amount of dollars you bought in merch for his new brand. And by the way, he's had 15 different brands. He just goes from one thing to the other. He doesn't care about any of this. And the person who supposedly won the truck was from Colorado, which is where he's from. And also
Oh, really?
races in a race that Brendan raced in last year. So
Huh.
people are like, give me my money back. This is bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, you sell the merch, you make the money, you don't do anything. It's just it's an unethical business move. And
Yeah.
I did watch a video about it, how it was illegal, but I don't believe that. I don't, because like it was, and he had to get lawyers involved, and he actually said that he did, which made it so much more cringe. But when he started it, he called it a sweepstakes, but which, like, I don't know if you know anything about sweepstakes, but there are several legal things that need to happen in order for a sweepstakes to be real. And he did not apparently hit any of those bullet points. So then he started calling it, no, it's a enter to win contest, like, or whatever it was,
I don't think I've heard the word sweepstakes in like
right?
forever.
time.
Is
Long time.
Publishers Clearinghouse a sweepstakes?
Probably.
I
I don't know.
I don't even know what that is.
Well,
I don't even like saying the word. It feels weird.
let's conclude this conversation about this idiot. So, first of all, another person making St. Louis look bad that I don't really feel is from here. Because again, I'll find you the article. I found it. It was his bio. It was his quotes, his words. He's born on a dirt road. So you're not from St. Louis, but that's fine. And then the other thing, it's just, again, the stereotypes that he represents. It's just, I want to tell people, like, you don't have to be that. You can be those things, but they don't need to be who you are. You know, you can still be a kind, warm-hearted person who cares about people and doesn't say ignorant, unintelligent shit when somebody asks you a question. But we're all guilty of it at some point, I guess. So I'm not perfect. I'm not going to act like I'm better than this guy, but I just get annoyed because it just, he's feeding into the frenzy of this like attack on men that I'm seeing online. And it's a huge generalization about men and masculinity. And I'm like, well, slow down, because there are men like myself who never really subscribed to that in the first place, because I'm who I am, because I'm who I am. It's not any of those stupid material or like petty things
It's
that you
like
can.
it's like I'm not saying everyone, but I'm saying it is like the generation before. A lot of people in the generation before us are worried that a new culture that is coming in is like getting rid of that generation, get rid of, as you're saying, the masculine,
What it is to be a man.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, but again, I beg the question, did anyone really know what that was before? No. They said what they thought it was, but I don't know, man. I think it's a huge generalization that's made, and we do this about all people, and I think it's unfair to, well, look, this is what I meant to say earlier. So like that generalization of masculinity, it goes both ways. I think there are women who poorly represent what it is to be feminine. And I think they cause a bad rap for other women and especially other young girls that they are influencing. It goes both ways.
Can you explain that any?
Well, okay, I know what you mean. So
What is your definition of feminine in that?
I
I'm
don't
not trying to throw
I
you
don't
under the
have
bus
one.
here.
I can't have one. I'm a man. That's my
Well, I get
point.
that. Well, I get that, but you're saying that women are representing. You're basically saying women
I'm
are
saying there are
representing
women who are just like this dude who go
femininity.
to a platform and tell other women how they should live their lives, and I think it's bullshit. And they have these stereotypical ways of talking and these talking points that they hit of what the stereotype of being a proud woman is, and this and that, and you can do what you want, and then okay, that's fine. But there's a breaking point for both men and women. Be who you are because that's who you are, not because someone else is influencing you to be that way. I just think that guy and the way that he speaks, and again, I've only seen that one clip, but just judging from that one clip, I think he's speaking to a specific group of people, and I think there are a lot of people who he's not speaking to, and I think he knows that or wants that, right? And
Yeah, they're I don't know. It almost feels like, and I go back to the thing that I said, he's not dumb. I feel like he wanted to put this out for some reason, and it's almost like bad press is better than no press kind of thing. That
no,
is
I
just
just
a
think he
weird.
said something. I just think he said
I don't
something
know,
dumb,
dude. That
dude.
is just a weird thing for him to say.
What's beyond weird?
Well,
Problematic.
exactly.
But again, I'm focused on the idea that he talked about violence on his podcast. That's what I'm talking about. Now, whether he thought it was playful or not, and maybe he did, or whether he thought his co-host would cut him off and say, "Oh, come on, man, you're crazy," or whatever. That's that's my problem with it, and that's what I think the problematic part is. Him saying, "I don't think women should be police officers," is not problematic to me because I wouldn't get upset if a woman said men shouldn't be police officers. Fine, okay. Sorry you feel that way. Going about my day now.
Well, when I say that, I meant more in the fact, like again, in the things that he's attached to in St. Louis, and the brands and everything too. Like I just feel like you're narrowing it down to just women not being police officers. That is just a pretty crazy thing to say.
Let me ask you a
But
question,
then
and you don't have
going
to.
into the like, go ahead.
Would it have been worse if he said African Americans shouldn't be police officers?
Okay, what do you mean by worse? Do you mean by the backlash? Or do you mean just in general, is that a worse statement?
Your perception of the statement.
In general, I think it's the same. You're talking about racism versus sexism. But as far as backlash goes, I think it may be worse.
I agree. And that's where I'm going to stop.
I'll say I don't
Let's
want to
move
put
on to something else.
yeah, this is a dumb enough topic that I don't want to put words in his mouth to make this topic anything different than it is.
Well, I'll put words in his
Uh,
mouth all day. I don't care. Fuck that guy. He can try
Yeah.
and bash my face, and that's fine. Let's move on to some music, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Which is
So
also going to really be a downer.
so
Just so you know.
the last episode I did with you, we talked about the new Lincoln Park, and then after we did the episode, a ton of shit came out, and we haven't been able to talk about it. So
Did you before we get into that, did you know any of that?
I didn't know any of that leading into it. No. Why would I know that? I didn't even know who she was. Why would I know that?
Right. I don't know. It felt like, I guess because she was attached to the Danny Masterson trial and everything. I don't, it felt like this was a bigger story that I felt like I should have known more about.
But why would anyone know that?
I don't know. It just felt like a lot of people did, but maybe they were just.
But the
acting-
Danny Masterson thing wasn't made public as far as his support system goes or anything like that. It was just simply
Okay.
what was the crime and was he committed
Okay.
or not committed, convicted. That was it. There wasn't a documentary made about him like Dan Schneider.
Right.
You
Well,
know what I mean?
what's your take on that? Just the fact that she did support him, but
Are they
I mean, her,
friends?
you know, well, yeah, I was just gonna say her statement, I think, was that she basically supported him in the beginning, and then when the thing started coming out, that she found out how bad this actually was and how bad of a human being he is, then she bailed. But what I said too was Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis did the same thing too. Like they wrote a letter in support of him at the beginning of all this, and then they had to bail, and they uh whatever organization they were tied to, they had to step down from and stuff too because of it. Again, it's one of those things you don't want to believe that somebody could be as bad, could be a terrible human being. And then when
Okay,
it
here's
gets
my
in the
thing.
press, it's like,
If she had a personal relationship with the guy and she was truly, sincerely unaware of what he did, I don't have a problem with her defending him at first and then going, oops, and admitting it was an oops. It's kind of like when I went back when we were talking about the Dan Schneider thing, when your people at Boy Meets World were defending him, and then they came out and didn't really.
well, that wasn't Dan Schneider. That was that Brian.
Or yeah, that guy. Sorry.
What's
Yeah,
his
yeah.
name?
You know what I
Yeah.
meant, though. You know what I meant.
I just wanted to make sure.
But they didn't really go, oh, whoops, made a mistake there. There wasn't much reflection by them, I guess is what I'm saying. And I didn't
Yeah.
even know that she'd come out and said, oops, I made a mistake. So good for her. Well, look, dude,
What was the other ties to? It was a Scientology.
Scientology and well, here's the thing. So
what was
the biggest problem, this is the connection people are making is her ties to Scientology. Scientology does not believe in, they're basically anti-mental health. Okay.
That's what it was. Yeah, yeah.
Chester suffered severely from mental health issues, which
Yep.
ultimately he took his life to, or because of. So people, including Chester's son, have spoken out saying, hey, this isn't right. This feels a bit off.
You said that lightly compared to what Chester's son said.
I did, and I don't want to look up his comments because, to be honest with you, man, they bum me out.
Yeah, they do. I get it.
But also, when I read the comments, I was like, oh, what is he, like 13? He's like a grown man. How many kids did Chester have? Like, holy shit. It's fucking, I was expecting like a
that's
little
funny.
kid. And I saw the picture of him. I was like, oh, that's Chester. They're like the same guy. It just took me, it took me by surprise. So with all that stuff, man, it's like when you put out the post on our socials about like, how do you feel about this? And immediately somebody commented about the Scientology thing. And I'm like, I'm more worried about the music. Like if it comes out that she's a bad person, then fuck her. But like right now, we don't know that. We're all speculating. We're making assumptions. I'm talking about the music. How do we feel about the music? How do we feel about her singing on generational hit songs
Right.
from a generational band? That's what I want to know, you know?
Yeah.
And the more and more I've watched of that, because like after you and I podcasted, of course, videos for other hit songs came out of her performing them, and I did not like them. I did not think they sounded good. So this is where we are. I think with the Danny Masterson thing, it's like, look, if she apologized, she was like, yeah, he's a bad person. I fucked up. Okay, you're allowed that mistake, I guess.
Yeah.
The Scientology thing, I don't know how you back out of that because apparently they don't let you out alive. So good luck with that. So she's probably going to have to stick to that.
Yeah, I don't know how that worked. Well, what's her face got out of it, didn't she? Was it Leah Remini? She got out of the
Yeah,
church.
but she has dirt on people.
Oh yeah.
Not only did she get out, but she made like an 8-part documentary series about it. Have you ever watched that?
No, I heard her. Wasn't she on Rogan quite a few years
She
ago?
was.
I
Yeah,
heard
that was
that.
like season 3 of her show when she was on.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah, or maybe like season 5. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she was in it. She got out and has nothing good to say about it for a good reason. I understand why people would be upset if she is a Scientologist or does support Scientology in some sort of way. They do, again, have been outspoken about their thoughts about how mental health is not a real thing. And, you know,
My question is, do you think that the rest of the band thought that through?
yeah, Mike's friends with her. That's why she's in the band.
I know, but they just
And we didn't
decided
even talk
we
about that
know this
Rob
stuff. I
didn't
mean, we
return
don't
on the
care.
drums either.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until after we podcasted.
Me
I heard
neither.
that
I
afterwards.
had no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
How did
He
that not
basically
come
said that
out before they did that
he
concert?
wanted distance from the band. I don't know, because nobody knows who the drummer is in Linkin Park.
Dude, stop. All you do, no, come on. You say the drummer of Linkin Park. You don't even need to say his name. You just I don't know. That's weird. There are a lot of disconnects that I'm finding with a lot of this that they're red flags to me. I don't know that she is. Look, if her and Mike are friends, this is who he wanted in the band. This is who he wants to be his partner on stage and in the studio, then that's that. Again, it goes back to the music. And right now, I ain't feeling it. I ain't seeing it. I ain't seeing how it was a good idea. I ain't seeing how it's a good fit. But
That's the problem too, is that, I mean, a lot of you can't keep the personal life of her separate from the music, but also like, again, well, we've said 1,000 times, like she is the replacement for Chester. I mean, and you don't like this fact that I said replacement?
no, no, go ahead. I thought of
But
something.
oh God.
Keep going. Keep going. Just
Ag-
when you're
Again,
done, don't let me forget that I thought of something.
okay. Anyways, all I'm saying is she is the replacement for Chester. So she is going to get
Not a
all
replacement. Go ahead.
I can't anymore. What do you have? Go ahead.
No, finish your thought. Because mine is not related to Linkin Park, but I do want to talk about it because it
Oh,
will blow your
okay.
mind.
Oh, okay. Anyways, a lot of people can't keep the two separate, is all I'm trying to say.
Right. Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And I understand why they can't. We aren't really on that same path. Like we want the music to be separate, but again, replacement or not, somebody is standing in the place where Chester used to stand, and that is big shoes to fill. And we neither one of us are feeling it at this point.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not. I also, this is the one time I'm going to agree with you and say that my experience as a musician and as an artist or whatever really is influencing my opinion of it. I'm trying to be a fan, but I can't. There are just too many things about it that I don't like. And that too much of what made that band great and those songs great has changed to cater to her being the replacement. And I feel like
So
not only
because I seen something the other day that said that I think they only changed up like one song in the set list that to benefit her or something.
well, also they have to play in a different key
Oh,
for her.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
It was part of the reason why I was
I know.
worried about them getting a
I know.
female vocalist.
I get it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm not saying a female could not do it. I'm not saying she cannot do it, but things were going to have to change. And that could have been the same case for another male vocalist. They
Right.
might have had to have tuned to a different key in order for him to do some of the parts and
Right.
to make it work. But
Yeah.
here's the problem with that. You have another singer in the band. And a lot of the impactful parts of those songs and what makes those songs great, the transitions from part to part and the way they're built and the melodies, when you change the key, it takes away from that.
Okay.
And now again, does everyone notice that? No. I know that.
Yeah.
And I think Mario even said it when we talked about it in the socials. He might have even said that. And you'll hear that in this video I'm about to play for you. But so when I just feel there was too much at stake for them not to get as close to not what Linkin Park was, what Chester was. Linkin Park is Linkin Park. They know how to play those songs like the back of their hands. Play them the same way. Find someone who can do them as close to Chester as possible. Look, if it's a karaoke version of Chester, that's fine. A great karaoke version of Chester. Okay. Journey replaced Steve Perry with a karaoke singer. Okay. And that
Yeah.
band sells out stadiums with that guy.
Right.
So
Hey, before we move on, something that I had just thought about, I'd mentioned to a couple people and they kind of thought it would kind of be a cool idea. What would you have thought if instead of bringing her in, or if they did bring her in, what would you have thought of if they came out and said they were going to put out a few albums with different singers?
cool. Let's do it.
Wouldn't that be a cool idea?
Yeah. It's what they did at the tribute concert to Chester. And I would have been 100% in support of that.
Like even if you mix it up with like some of the people they thought were rumored to be the replacement, like Derek, is it Whibley
Mm-hmm.
from Sum 41, or even if you say you're going to put out 3 or 4 albums and you just use different singers, I think that would be pretty cool. Even if you
Let's do it.
do several female vocalists or
Let's do
whatever,
it.
then I think
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah,
Get
you
Jeremy
can
from
change the
A Day to
keys, the
Remember. Get
backbeat
Ollie
beat.
from Bring Me the Horizon. Get
Oh,
Get
that'd be pretty
MGK.
cool.
He fucking loved Linkin Park.
Just
Toured
make
with them.
just make collab albums. That'd be awesome.
Well, it's not even a collab album. It's your fucking album. You got a different vocalist on every fucking song. Write a good song that matches what they're good at. Fucking make
Yeah.
some great music. It's not like they're not capable of writing great songs without Chester, but replacing him to play those old songs and then go, by the way, here's our new stuff with this new person. It's a tough task. It's a giant hurdle that they're gonna have to like. And again, with the new song that they put out, fine, it went #1 because there was all that buzz. They were basically viral or trending for 3 days. It's not. I don't really like it. And that's just me. I'm sure people love it. It's just not for me.
Guess we'll just have to see how it
So
moves forward because again, even with backlash, the media is still on it. So that
yeah.
probably pushes downloads and all that on that one
Fuck
song.
downloads.
Well,
Here, let's watch a video. But here's the thing. I don't want to talk shit about her. She has, again, big shoes to fill. But also, dude, singing live is not easy.
but also she is a very good vocalist in her own right, doing
Sure. Doing her shit, sure.
her
Yeah.
shit.
So that's my point. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying. It's like you're singing live and you're singing iconic songs of replacing someone who was an icon. Yeah, I'm gonna call him an icon. And so, and not only that, a fucking tremendous vocalist, one of a kind vocalist. It's hard to do live, man. It's
Now-
one of the, like, as much as I hate shows like American Idol and The Voice because they're essentially game shows that give people music careers, which pisses me off. What people don't understand is when they go out on that stage and they are actually singing live with that band in front of those people, that's not fucking easy. That's
Right.
tough shit to do, dude. And I'm forever impressed by those people that do it and do it well, and they get all the props from me. I'm not going to talk shit about them. Hate the show, hate the idea of it, hate the music industry, but the people that do it and do it well, fuck yeah, they're great. That's not easy to do.
It's created some massive stars though.
Of course. Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Okay, so this
But they
video,
were really good at it.
right.
Really good at it. What were you going to say?
This video here, is this from that first show when she first?
I believe so because they haven't played any other shows, right? They've only done like the
Okay.
Tonight
I didn't know
Show
if they
and
had
something.
done, I didn't know if they had done their first show or not. The reason I ask is this may just be, I might be wrong. I don't know. But from the sound of this, when I heard her vocals, I feel like there's nerves in there. Like
There's some,
I feel like it
well,
could be better if there wasn't nerves involved with this
all right,
being.
man. You want me to break this down? You want me to be a douchebag?
Yeah, I do.
Can we watch it first?
Yes, go ahead.
'Kay.
Finally, I get Patrick's musician side.
I
That's gonna
don't want
break
to do
something down
this,
for me.
man. Fucking
I don't
hate
care.
it.
That's what I got you here for.
Okay, bye.
You were just like me with someone disappointed in you. And I know I may end up failing too. But I know you were just like me with someone disappointed.
I want to watch it one more time.
End up failing too, but I know you were just like me, with someone disappointed in you. And I know I may end up failing too, but I know you were just like me, with someone disappointed in you.
Now, before you say
Okay.
anything, also, that is someone forcing it compared to somebody who is very natural at it. I feel like she was forcing a range that she is not comfortable in.
And they had to tune to that range. That's my point.
Right.
And you could hear it, right?
We can't tell because because the its vocals are stripped with no music, but
I don't think she sounds nervous as much as I think she sounds unsure about whether she should scream that part or sing that part.
I gotcha. Yeah, she does kind of sound like she's in the middle, doesn't she?
No, she's screaming. There's no, no. I mean, to me, there's no distinct.
Okay, so she's screaming, but she's not sold on the scream.
Yeah, I don't think she's sold on the idea that that was going to work. She did it anyway. But again, if that's the peak of her register, she's in trouble. They are in trouble. Because again, it's taking away from, dude, that's not even a fucking brutal Chester line. Like if you
Right.
listen to, like he's so relaxed there. That's not something that challenges him at all.
Right.
So I'm also curious whether that was doctored or not.
Doctored how?
I'm questioning whether that was really her vocals from that night. I'm wondering if the person that put that video out changed it a little bit to make it sound worse. So I am taking her side a little bit on this.
I mean, I guess it's possible, but that sounds
Well, it's
about what I
definitely
would think.
possible.
I guess that it sounds to me like what I would think it would sound like.
You want to listen to the song? Because now we have it in our heads. We could tell.
I almost feel like Mike isn't comfortable.
Say it again.
I almost feel like Mike isn't comfortable in it either.
He's not.
He's used
He's
to
not.
being up, too.
I mean, he's comfortable. He's a pro, but yeah, there's just something. It's just off, man. I hate saying this because I sound like a fucking hater, but here. Oh,
She didn't hold it
Yeah.
out either.
that was
At
not
all.
doctored.
She didn't hold it out, and yeah, it's like instead of it being dun dun dun, it's like dun, like it's not. I'm not digging it. Not digging it.
So it goes back to my original point. Musically, do you like it? People of the world. If you're with me, then you don't. I don't dig it. It's fine for what it is. It's Linkin Park. I mean, if they came here and played live, I'd go watch it.
But
just
yeah,
to
but
do it. But
here's the question: Chester out of the equation. Say there was no Chester, and this is what Linkin Park is, and they put out that Emptiness Machine song, or they put out any of their songs. That if this was what Linkin Park has always been, are you a fan at all? Do you like it at all? Whether it's In the End, whether it's Numb, whether it's
I don't understand
Crawling.
your question.
If
You want me to
if they-
pretend Chester didn't exist?
Yeah, if there was never a Chester and she was always Lincoln, she
Oh,
was
God,
always
I can't
part of
do
Linkin
that.
Park. Did you
There's no
ever?
way for me to do that. No, there's no way for me to do that.
Actually,
That's an
I
unfair
tell you what,
question.
I really appreciate that answer, and I'm glad you gave me that answer.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. Because that's the other thing, man. These dudes were way ahead of their time
Yeah.
when it comes to connecting with fans via the internet. I mean, they used message boards, they used chats. Like they did anything they could to connect with their fans and be like real people with them, like bring them in and make them feel a part of this family. Whereas now today, bands have every outlet imaginable to connect with people. They were so far ahead of their time with that, and they got criticized for it by a ton of industry people, of bigger bands from a few years before. Oh, this internet shit, like they can't do it the real way. They can't grind it out and go on the road and sell records and this and that. And it's like, I don't know. I think they have a leg up. Look at how far we've come. Like if you told a kid now that they went on a message board to gain
Right.
new fans, they go, oh, well, first of all, what is that? Second of all, why would they do that? Wait, who's that guy?
I don't know. I'm wondering the same thing.
Who the fuck is that?
Was he a filler?
Isn't Brad still in the band?
I thought the drummer was the only one that's not there anymore.
Some shady shit going on here, guy.
Mr. Holland have long hair now?
Yeah. See, like he could be singing this at in a different key, and it
Yeah.
would be
Yep.
much more impactful.
Yep. It's still Fort Minor-ish versus Linkin Park.
See, like she sounds cool there.
She does sound good. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm cool with that. That sounds good.
It's been decided how we lose. 'Cause there's a fire under the altar.
Good harmonies. That's cool.
I keep on lying too. I keep on lying too. Already pulling me in. Already under my skin. I know exactly how this ends. I let you cut me open just to watch me play. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know why I'm open for what I want to say.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I like it live more than I do
I do
recorded.
I do too, but I still feel like she's just hitting just a hair higher than she's comfortable hitting. Like I feel
Well,
I
no,
don't know.
I think that's her style. I think it's that
I know,
you,
it just don't
you can
feel
hear that
right.
in her songs in her old band. I mean, that's her style. And maybe that's what they were going for, to get that grit and to sort of, you never know, the songs that come out after this, maybe they'll. But I don't have a problem with it. I definitely do like it more now. Let me keep listening.
Dude, does the Tonight Show always sound this good with musical guests? Like this sounds really good.
This does sound really good for a TV show. They usually sound god awful. This sounds pretty good,
This is
but it
weird.
is Linkin Park. Keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
true.
They brought
Yeah.
their own fucking sound guy. There ain't no way the house guy is doing their sound.
Falling for the promise of the emptiness machine.
Yeah, she sounds good.
Wanted to be part of something. I only wanted to be part of.
Also, why are they dressed like it's winter?
Yeah.
Take your coats off, guys. You're playing instruments.
Maybe to match the background.
Sure.
Wanted to be part of something. I only wanted to be part of.
They're in New York. Is it cold up there?
Wanted to be part
Fuck no, dude. It's 100 degrees.
Oh wait, is that where Fallon's at? Or are they in LA? I don't.
New York. Yeah, no, New York.
Okay.
New York. Yeah, yeah.
of something. I only wanted to be part. Let you cut me open just to watch me play. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know why I'm open, something I am. Falling for the promise of the emptiness machine. The emptiness machine. The emptiness machine. The emptiness machine.
Oh my gosh!
Who is that imposter playing guitar?
I'm not sure who
I'm
that is.
pissed
I've never
off.
seen him before.
I'm pissed off at this fucking guy. And it's not his fault. Tell us who this is. That was good. I like that. So, but you asked me a lot of questions about them. And one of the questions you asked were like, because I talked about how I feel like their record label did a disservice to them and they could have been bigger. And you were asking me like, well, why didn't they do bigger shows? And I was like, well, they did. So they put out, this was their third record. They did a song with Howard from Killswitch Engage. one of the best songs from the records, but the band is 36 Crazy Fists. And so when you were asking me these questions, I talked about, oh yeah, they toured with Killswitch and all these bands, but when they put out this record, and again, so if, like for me and my friends that really truly appreciate this band and love them for what they are or were, because they're not a band anymore, this song was like, oh fuck, this could be it. This could like cross them over into that, like the top of the, they were never going to be mainstream, but like the, at the top of the metalcore world, right? It's from a record called Rest Inside the Flames. The song's called Elysium, but again, it's featuring Howard Jones when he was in Killswitch. This was a long time ago, but here you go. My God.
Across the mouth and into this ocean, we say through skin to never forget. When all of is lost, I start to walk, set aside to improve. Set aside to improve. We gather our way to answer all of our failures. With love and redemption, right beside the flames. Continue the chase. Through the dark.
Can you hear the Howard?
Oh yeah.
Come.
Across the mouth and into this ocean, we say through skin to never forget. When all hope is lost, our turn to love, set your sights to improve. Set your sights to improve. So let the lights turn out. That's what I regret. Inside, memory blinds. Avoiding. Don't let the lights turn out. Don't let the lights turn out. Don't let the lights turn out. Don't let the lights turn. Across the mouth and into this ocean, we say through skin to never forget. When all hope is lost, I turn to walk, set aside to improve. And rest aside the flames. Rest aside the flames. Rest aside the flames. Rest aside the flames.
Dude.
Nice.
It's from a great, check out that record too, man. They're so good, man.